Hi, and welcome back. Let's look at some practical examples of when hedge accounting might be discontinued due to changes in risk management objectives. Remember, discontinuation happens prospectively when the risk management objective changes, even though the overall strategy may remain the same. Example 1. Adjusting fixed rate exposure based on interest rates. Imagine an entity with a strategy to manage its interest rate exposure on debt funding. The strategy sets a range, aiming to maintain 20% to 40% of its debt at fixed rates. The entity positions itself within this range depending on the prevailing interest rates. For instance, when interest rates are low, it fixes the interest on more debt, increasing its fixed rate exposure. Conversely, when rates are high, it reduces the fixed rate exposure. If the entity adjusts its fixed rate exposure to take advantage of lower interest rates, the risk management objective for certain hedging relationships changes. As a result, hedge accounting is discontinued for the portion of the hedging relationship that no longer aligns with the updated objective. However, the overall risk management strategy remains unchanged. Example 2. Managing interest rate risk in a dynamic portfolio. Consider an entity managing the interest rate risk of an open portfolio of debt instruments. The portfolio changes frequently due to the addition of new debt instruments and the recognition of others. This dynamic nature means the exposure and the hedging instruments used to manage it do not stay constant for long. As the portfolio evolves, the entity adjusts its hedging instruments to match the new exposure. Here, the risk management strategy to manage interest rate risk remains the same. However, the risk management objectives for specific previously designated hedging relationships no longer apply because the hedged exposure has changed. Hedge accounting is therefore discontinued for those relationships to reflect this shift. In both examples, the discontinuation of hedge accounting is applied prospectively to the extent that the risk management objective has changed. Importantly, the overall strategy remains consistent, ensuring the entity's financial reporting reflects its current risk management practices accurately. Thanks for joining, and see you next time.